Welcome to the Modern Day Cottage. I'm Emily Ryder and my daughter is Ruby Ann. Spring is a season of rejuvenation and renewal. Spring also symbolizes a fresh start, making it a perfect time for cleaning and organizing, as well as setting new goals and aspirations. Today we'll be making some homemade sourdough snacks, brewing kombucha, making creamy homemade yogurt, sharing our Azzurri haul, and starting seeds for the cottage garden. Thank you for coming along with us today as we share our cottage lifestyle. Today we're going to be making homemade yogurt. You can find this blog post at themoderndaycottage.com as well as step-by-step instructions. You can also find a printable recipe card for that as well at themoderndaycottage.com. We're going to start by heating up the milk. We're also going to be starting our kombucha brew, making a strong sweet tea. That's what I'm doing there on the stove, and I'm also boiling the milk up to 180 degrees. Once it reaches 180 degrees, move the pot off to the side. You can use a Dutch oven as well and just use the oven light to incubate it overnight up to 48 hours. And I will let this come to room temperature, and I will add 1 cup of sugar to this, and then I'll add 2 cups of kombucha as well as a SCOBY to it as well, and I'll show you that here in a minute. Alright, so we're bringing down the milk temperature to at least 115, but I think I've got it down to 109 degrees. And then you're going to add in all your live culture. I added in 2 to 3 tablespoons of live culture. And I'm setting it for 24 hours. That is the sweet spot for us for our creamy yogurt. It tastes so good at the 24-hour spot. Alright, now we're sharing our Azzurri haul for this month. Some months we buy it, some months we don't. Just depends on if we need restocking. This is sugar cane that we purchased from Azzurri. We bought 25 pounds of it. It is one of my favorite items that I buy from Azzurri. I love finding items that people love to buy from Azzurri, and this is one of my favorite. It tastes like caramel, and it makes your baked goods completely taste so different than using regular sugar. Alright, so we have the butler pantry issue, and we have containers. My husband, he suggested finding gallon containers, and I knew Azzurri had it, some half-gallon and gallon containers. I bought 12 containers and 12 lids from Azzurri, and they all came in great shape. I'm just washing them, making sure everything is clean and sterilized before we add all of our dry goods to them. So these plastic containers, only 4 of them fit in a cabinet. So I'm hoping that our containers fit more than just 4, and they did. I ended up getting 7 containers where I could only get 4 of those plastic containers. So that's absolutely a blessing to have here in our kitchen, so I can stock more into our butler pantry. I'm also using a label maker I just found off Amazon about a month ago. I shared it on our Facebook page as well, the link, but I'll share it below, and it works off of an app on your phone. I have broken 2 Dymo label makers. I use labels all the time here in our cottage kitchen. So far, this label maker has held up really well, and I'll keep you posted if it continues holding up well. Ruby wanted to make boba tea, so we bought some tapioca pearls off of Azzurri as well. So we'll keep you posted on how that goes in a later video. And I needed some peanuts to make peanut butter with, and I needed some arrowroot, and I believe there was baking powder as well. The peanut butter is absolutely delicious with the peanuts from Missouri. So now the cabinet has a whole lot more items in it than just 4 at the bottom. I have 7 containers at the bottom as well at the top. And we also use quart jars. Oh, we got some frozen fruit from there. We're going to be making some jams with that. We have some cobblers coming up that we're going to be sharing, as well as some tarts with the cherry. Alright, so now we're going to be making our delicious sourdough granola. You can use discard or you can use an active sourdough starter. Start by preheating the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're going to prepare a large baking sheet. We used a 14 by 21 inches, or you could use 2 9 by 13 inch baking sheets and line them with parchment paper. You're going to melt the coconut oil and then combine the melted coconut oil with the sourdough discard and the maple syrup or honey. You can use vanilla extract as well. You combine that real well. Then you'll add in your nuts, your seeds, your cinnamon, nutmeg, salt, and then you're going to add in your rolled oats. And then you're going to spread the mixture into a prepared baking sheet. And if you don't have parchment paper, you can lightly oil the baking sheet with coconut oil or butter, whichever you prefer, and bake it at 325 for 20 to 30 minutes. And you can rotate the pan halfway through the baking time. You can also flip the granola or stir the granola as it's cooking so it gets even on all the clusters. But I like to just try to leave it alone and turn the pan halfway through the baking to get an even cook on both sides. We're vacuum sealing the dried blueberries with a food saver. I have a wide mouth attachment and a regular mouth attachment, and also add in an oxygen absorber as well when you do that with dehydrated or your dry goods. It helps keep any trapped oxygen from deteriorating your products. Alright, the granola is cooked for at least 25 minutes. And we've taken that out, and now we're going to let it cool before we add it to the jar. With homemaking, there's always laundry and always different homemaking duties that need attention in between cooking, which is a nice break from the kitchen to talk with Ruby while we do our laundry. Actually, we enjoy doing laundry. We visit while we do laundry, and Ruby is a huge help here in our home. She loves homemaking just as much as I do. Alright, so here's a simple recipe for making sourdough animal crackers. Alright, so we're going to mill up some whole white wheat berries as well as some rolled oats. If you have oat groats, you can grind those up in place of the rolled oats. And we're going to make sourdough animal crackers. These are so good, and there's a secret ingredient that we add to the animal crackers that make them taste like the old-fashioned animal crackers. So we're using 1 cup of all-purpose flour, half a cup of whole white wheat flour, and half a cup of oat flour, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. You're going to mix that up in a separate bowl. You're going to cream the butter, the sourdough starter, your vanilla extract, almond extract, and the secret ingredient, lemon extract. And then you're going to gradually add the dry ingredients to the sourdough mixture, mixing until you get a dough form. And then you're going to divide the dough in half, shape each half into a disc, and wrap in plastic wrap and refrigerate it for at least 1 hour. Preheat the oven to 350 and line a baking sheet with parchment paper. On a lightly floured surface, roll out one of the discs to 1/4 of an inch thickness. We're using these cute farm themed animal cookie cutters. These are so cute. I love the little goat and the little pig, the cow. I don't even know which one's my favorite, but we'll put the link below as well. Also, we are Amazon and Azuri affiliate. If you click on any of the links below, we do make a small commission at no cost to you. Bake the animal crackers for at least 10 minutes to 12 minutes, or until the edges are lightly golden. So once your animal crackers have completely baked, you want to put them out and at least allow them to cool on the baking sheet for a few minutes before transferring them to a wire rack to cool completely. Enjoy your homemade sourdough animal crackers. Now we're going to just warm up some leftovers. I made some spaghetti with just canned tomatoes, seasoning, onions, and I didn't have spaghetti noodles and I didn't have time to make any fresh homemade spaghetti noodles. I just used some elbow noodles. This is our freshly milled whole wheat sourdough bread recipe, and I will have that on the blog very soon. You can also make this in the bread machine. It is a very easy recipe. It made that loaf and as well as the bowl on the back on the rack as well. So one recipe will actually make a 2-pound loaf, or you can divide it and make 2 1-pound loaves. We are loving the water kefir, so it's been a treat to have this spring. And we're enjoying our little lunch with our sourdough wheat bread. And we are back at it again. We do a lot here in our cottage, and we love sharing everything that we do, and we love sharing everything that we are learning as well, and we'll share more as time allows. We are straining the yogurt. Remember earlier I said I would share how we're doing that, and we are using cheesecloth, a strainer, and then the bowl, and this is going to strain off all the extra whey. Now you do not have to do this. We are just making a Greek style yogurt. You get a lot of benefits from the whey, so don't feel you need to strain that whey off. It's actually very good for you. But we thought we would show you how we make Greek yogurt. And we're going to use some of that homemade sourdough granola as well. We did blueberry, which you can change up the flavor profiles with different seasonings and different fruits as well. And our cute little sourdough animal crackers. Oh, these crackers are so good. If you make them, make 2 batches. Alright, now we're going to finish up our kombucha, and these are all my mother's that I have. I'm really good at fermenting and a little too good, so I end up making tons of scobies. I'm just using a 1-gallon container, and this is 1 cup of sugar, and that's the sugar we got from Missouri. And I'm going to dilute it. I'm going to add it to the strong tea and pour it into this 1-gallon container, and then we're going to add in these. I have this starter as well off to the right. So I'm going to add in that sugar water, and Ruby Ann's taking pictures for me so we can put this on the blog. We're adding the SCOBY to it. And then I'm going to add some mother to it, 2 cups of mother. And then you're going to cover this and leave it in a dark, cool place, as well as put a filter on the top so it can breathe. So you can use a paper towel, cheesecloth, or a coffee filter like we're using, and then cover it up, and you'll test it after about 7 days to see where you want it at, and then you can find the instructions at the Modern Day Cottage soon on our blog. So now we're going to start our cottage gardening seeds that we shared earlier in the last vlog. And to us, gardening is not just about growing plants. It's a way of connecting with nature and the environment. It allows us to witness the miracles of life as we nurture seeds into flourishing plants. Engaging in gardening activities can provide a sense of purpose, tranquility, and a deeper appreciation for the natural world around us. Whether it's tending to the small herb garden on a windowsill or cultivating a backyard oasis, gardening offers a therapeutic escape from the hustle and bustle of daily life. By immersing yourself in the process of planting, nurturing, and harvesting, we can develop the greater understanding of the interconnectedness of all living things in the cycles of life. We'd like to share some tips for planting and nurturing a cottage garden. Choose a variety of plants. Include a mix of annuals, perennials, and biennials to provide continuous blooms throughout the gardening season. Popular garden plants include roses, foxgloves, hollyhocks, and lavender. Create a relaxed layout. Cottage gardens often have more natural and informal layout. Consider mixing different plant heights and allowing plants to intermingle for a charming, whimsical look. Incorporate pathways and seatings for cozy areas to encourage leisurely strolls and moments of relaxation in your garden. Provide support for climbing plants. Many cottage garden favorites, such as climbing roses, clematises, they benefit from trellises and other supports to showcase their vertical growth. Embrace a mix of colors. Cottage gardens are known for their mix of colors. Experiment with different hues and shades to create a vibrant and lively garden. Remember maintenance. To keep your cottage garden looking its best, make sure you're deheading your spent blooms, controlling weeds, and providing proper watering and fertilization. The key to a successful garden is to embrace a relaxed and informal style while celebrating the beauty of nature. Thank you for watching with us today here at the Modern Day Cottage. We would love for you to subscribe and like our videos. And as always, we bring you homemade recipes, cottage living, and a cozy home. We hope to see you in the next video.